Oh my God, you know, my gorgeous Virgo, you have been working for this for such a long time. You have been working so hard for this, like, oh my God. And what am I talking about here, my gorgeous Virgolini? It's the December 2022. The month of December 2022, it's going to reward you more than you can possibly imagine. You are about to be rewarded for all your hard work. And this in itself, it's going to reflect on your emotional life. It's going to reflect on your happiness. It's going to make you feel so good about yourself. But also, on another hand, this is going to make you so much more successful. It's to do with probably one of the biggest accomplishments of your life. And I know for the fact that at around the 21st of December 2022, this is the moment, this is the time when you are about to realize, you're going to realize exactly how much your life is actually going to change. Because at that moment in time, there's so many things that are going to become available to you that they weren't available so far. And especially in between the 21st of December and the end of that month, it's going to be like, oh my God, this is the time to pick your own fruit, my gorgeous Virgolini. And that means that there are going to be several options and several opportunities available for you. And these opportunities are also, you know, some of them are going to be like, oh my God, it's what you wanted for such a long time. But then some of them, for the first time ever in your life, you're not going to understand where this is coming from. But for the first time ever in your life, you're going to feel such a strong connection to certain things that you've never felt a strong connection before. And this is a very good sign and very healthy sign, especially when it comes to your spirituality, that you have learned a great deal of things over the last 2 or 3 years, but also you allowed yourself to evolve, and you're allowing yourself to spiritually evolve as well, as long as you really kind of reflect on those things that you suddenly feel connected to. You know, this is absolutely brilliant. And let me tell you, by the end of December 2022, my gorgeous Virgolini, you are going to make probably one of the biggest decisions of your life. And this decision that you are going to make, it's going to reflect on your immediate environment, and but also to make a very, very big change. This was on your mind for such a long time, but then sometimes we just need to kind of go through certain things in life in order to understand where we are through our own reflection. And we can only do this by kind of feeling, how do we feel about things? Because I can tell you that by the end of December 2022, there is a very, very annoying, boring and unnecessary stage of your life slowly but surely coming to an end. And this is going to slap you in your gorgeous face in the best possible way. You're going to feel a little bit shaken, like, why didn't I do this earlier? Why didn't I do this before? Well, because you're returning yourself to yourself. You're coming back home to yourself, my gorgeous Virgolini, and this is going to leave you with no option but to be really honest with yourself. It's all about you coming to terms with, you know, like the certain stage of your life, it's coming to an end, but you're the only one. You're the only one who can do something about it, and most certainly you are going to. My name is Sasha Bonasin, and I'm a psychic medium, and this is your monthly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's for you, my gorgeous Virgolini, and it's for December 2022. When it comes to the actual numerology, your number is 333. This is a very special number, but it's a very particular number as well, and that means that you've been working very, very hard. It's what I said before. You've been like kind of putting so much energy towards something, bless your heart, and it went for such a long time without a kind of like having a really big impact, without feeling a really big impact on your life when it comes to it. But you just like kind of like really kind of stayed on that path. So you are having one of the biggest rewards of your life. When it comes to number 333, on one hand, spiritually, this means that when it comes to 333, when it comes to in terms of accomplishment and finances and success, it's like, oh my God, you are really literally going to become aware of your own success. Okay, so this is brilliant on one hand when it comes to finances, because it's a lot to do with things that you were working towards. But then on another hand, number 333 also means on spiritual big mama terms, that by the end of this month there is gonna be like a really huge mind-blowing decision that you're gonna feel so firm about. You're gonna feel so firm about that particular decision, and this decision, it's gonna be absolutely enormous. And I can tell you that the decision that you're gonna make, it's gonna reflect on your immediate environment. It's gonna reflect on you wanting to make one of the biggest changes when it comes to your home, and when it comes to immediate environment, and when it comes to you moving on as well. But at the same time, this is going to be absolutely remarkable, because it is really not something that is going to happen overnight. It's all about coming to terms with this and making that decision, because you're going to be like, why am I not doing this? And why didn't I do anything about it? I'm just so unhappy with so many different elements. I'm really bored. It's time to move on. Exactly. But as I said, it's something that you're going to need to be patient with, and at the same time, when it comes to the actual there is a little journey that you're gonna make as well when it comes to December, but I'll mention that later on. But also when it comes to this, it's basically you need to understand that this is going to take time, and by the time you get to the actual, maybe let's say June, July and August 2023, so look at this, June, July and August 2023, this is going to be a remarkable stage of your life where you are going to be literally like kind of living your dream, but not to its fullest. Living your dream, but the beginning of, the start of you starting to live your dream. And even then, there is still going to be so much kind of ahead of you that you're going to need to work on, but this is all going to come naturally, so you don't have to worry about this whatsoever. And also, my gorgeous Virgolini, what I was going to say, so this month is bringing you really like a great success, and you're gonna feel amazing, because it's to do with an accomplishment. It's to do with you feeling so proud of yourself. It's to do with you feeling so happy. But then at the same time, you are gonna become aware of a very, very important collaboration. This collaboration is going to be really important that you're gonna become aware of, and normally this would really put you off, because it's to do with somebody who is not a really nice person, and somebody who's not a really, somebody who's very dark when it comes to their energy. It's like, ew, but then again, at the same time, this collaboration, it's like something that you need to go over, and it's to do with someone who's like not a really nice person. But then at the same time, why would you be doing a collaboration with somebody who is not nice and somebody who is so horrible? Well, you know what, to be quite honest, it's just something from the past that was like kind of connected to that situation from a long time ago. So it's not like someone like XYZ person, just someone like random out of the blue. There is a very strong connection that you do have with this person, and although this person is not nice, also this person is not like the most beautiful person when it comes to their energy, but you will know exactly that this is some kind of collaboration that you're gonna need to do through that person, with that person, in order to get where you want to get. This is all going to be absolutely obvious, and sometimes we do need to involve certain people into our lives, that we may not want to have them involved, but then at the same time, you keep certain things to yourself that are important. You don't come out with absolutely everything, and you just have to be really smart and really clever. Please don't get me wrong. I'm not talking about someone, I said that this is not a nice person, but I'm not saying that it's somebody who's going to ruin things for you. Trust me, this is someone who you are well aware of, and you do have a karma from a long time before, and this is just kind of an additional thing that you're just going to need to pay attention to indeed. And also, on another hand, my gorgeous Virgolini, when you become aware of that success, with an aspect of your life that you've been kind of like working on for such a long time. Like within the next 11 days after that moment in time, within the next 11 days after that moment in time, completely out of blue, like, oh my God, completely out of blue, you're going to become aware of like a full, like a few different people, a group of people, and you're going to be like kind of passing by somewhere, and you're going to become aware of this group of people, and there's someone, one of them, it's going to inspire you so much. You're going to hear something, you're going to see something, and that is instantly going to like kind of attract you, and that is instantly going to grab your attention. But the more you pay attention to this group of people, the more you kind of focus on this group of people, more you're kind of going to kind of become keen and eager to find out what next is going to happen. And then pam pam pam, there is one of these people is going to inspire you so much. One of these people are going to remind you of someone who you know, and you're going to be thinking, oh my God, he reminds me of Mark, or he reminds me of Oliver, or he reminds me of Linda, you know, he reminds me of Jane. Do you know what I mean? One of them is going to remind you of someone who you know, and this is going to make this even more sweeter and even more cute, because the person that you're going to be reminded by, that particular person who you're going to be thinking about, that they're going to remind you of, it's really someone really sweet and someone really nice in your life, and you're almost going to feel like, oh my God, I'm looking at that person. Do you know what I mean? It's like that sense of familiarity, you know, is that sense that is just like, ooh la la, it becomes like an energy in itself, an energy on its own. And even more so, then and there, you will know that there is some kind of direction that it's just going to be provided to you. As I said, like within the next 11 days after you become aware of this success, you're going to become aware of this group of people, and then after that moment in time, through them, you will understand what you want to do. You're going to understand something about yourself, what you want to do, and clear direction, most certainly, and most importantly, it's about to be provided for you, my gorgeous Virgolini. And I like this so much. Look at this. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where are my oracle cards? So look at this. When it comes to that like clear direction that is going to be provided, you know, that you're going to get, that you're going to gain out of it. When it comes to that clear direction, my gorgeous Virgolini, when it comes to that clear direction, this clear direction is a lot to do. Do you know what I've done? I've put my oracle cards in the water. How did I put? You see them? See them? I don't know if you can see wet. You know how they wet? You know, they're all wet now. See, wet, mama. Let's see this. I don't know if you can see, but they're wet. Do you know why? Because I've got a plants, and I've got like a little saucer, and this just ended up in, oh my God, in the water with the plants. So anyway, so now I'm going to shuffle these cards. Oh Lord. That means it's going to be a wet December. No, I'm joking. So I'm going to shuffle these cards like this. Wet. Water is so spiritual anyway. So what is the clear direction it's going to be about? What is clear direction it's going to be about? And you know what? Water is purifying thing. Water is something that we can't live without. Water is something that every single one of us needs. Water is something that every single plant needs. Water is something that every single animal needs. You know, water, life needs water. The life needs water. And that means this nuclear direction, it's almost, this is to my terms, according to my terms, because it ended up in the water. This is also like not only a clear direction, but it's just something that you need as much as you would need water, literally. And this is indeed also like you're almost like gonna feel someone. You see this spirit guide, this is clear direction. It's like, first of all, this is coming out as spirit guide, and this clear direction also means that at the same time, almost as if you're gonna feel someone around you, but what which is gonna be even added benefit. But the clear direction, it's also at around the time there's some kind of animals that you're gonna see around you that are going to grab your attention. But let's just try to get to what this direction is going to be about. Justice. It's exactly what you need to do. This is not to do with the justice. It's interesting that we do have one moment of justice here right now after this. Interesting. But this is more to do with like a spiritual justice, and it's more to do with like a karmic justice. You work for this for such a long time, and this is what the spirit wants to this is what like kind of like with spirit Spirit will want you to know. And also, my gorgeous Virgolini, it's like a basically, I said about spiritual justice, but there is another justice at around the 11th, 12th and the 13th of December. At around the 11th, 12th and the 13th of December, you are going to have a very, very important message, and this message is going to put an absolutely enormous smile on your face, because that message is going to make you feel so good about yourself. This is either to do with the actual legal justice, a legal justice. So you've been waiting for something, some kind of legal justice, something to be decided for you, my gorgeous Virgolini, you know, for quite a long time now. So there is the moment of truth. It's coming, and it's going to make you feel so happy. What are you going to hear? It's going to be really good and positive outcome when it comes to the actual justice. But also, on another hand, it could mean that, you know, it means to you just as much. Maybe you're waiting for someone to make a decision, you know, and it's to do with you, with your life, and it's like, oh my God, you're waiting for these people to make a decision. It's not like a kind of law or legal or anything like that, but it's as important, you know what I mean? And you were scared, you were worried, because you were like that, oh my God, I'm done, I'm finished. You see what I mean? You were like that, you were worried for such a long time, but this justice is going to be remarkable. It's going to put a big smile on your face, and it's going to be a very, 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 very good news. And with that process of justice coming to an end in your favor, you will also know that the worst is over, because this is something that you were so paranoid about for such a long time. This is something that you were worried about for such a long time. This is something that wasn't like kind of like you weren't able to relax, because my God, even if you're like in a club dancing, I'm in a mood for dancing, da-da-da. Even if you were like kind of dancing, do you know what I mean? This will like kind of come to you all the time. It was like something very, very heavy. So this is thank you God, you know, it's slowly but surely coming to an end. And I wouldn't be talking about this for such a long time, because I know it was affecting you, and sometimes we can pretend that certain things are not affecting us, but our subconscious mind is kind of telling otherwise, because it's stuck there. So it's going to come out on one way or another. So this is important. And also, my gorgeous Virgolini, please do pay attention to at around the 15th of the actual December, where you are really at around the 15th of December. You know, this process of justice that I said at around, you know, first of all, it's going to be that process of justice, and then later on, few days, at around the 15th of December, especially between the 15th of September, December, at around the 15th of December, 15th of September, it's like somebody's birthday. Yeah, anyway, so it's basically, yeah, it's that this now what I was going to say as soon as I mentioned my own birthday. Yeah, so now basically, yes, so this process of justice is something that you're going to find out first, and then few days after that moment in time, literally, this in itself, it's going to open you up. You will see how much this was affecting you. Not only like, oh my God, I was so sad and depressed and negative. It was just like kind of changing your outlook on life, where you should be happy, you weren't, where you should look forward to, you're not, what you should have been looking forward to, you didn't. You see what I mean? So of course, it's going to change so much about your way of thinking, which is going to reflect on so many other things anyway. So the bottom line is that few days after that moment in time, after the moment of justice, you are going to realize like, oh my God, now suddenly you're going to start realizing like completely different perspective. And a different perspective, you know, on life, literally, on so many other things, on a different perspective on your problems, a different perspective on things that you're going to do next. And that it's all going to, on one hand, lead towards you becoming extremely, extremely driven and extremely ambitious. But then at the same time, it's just really also going to make you aware of like which adjustment exactly do you need to make. So you are first of all going to become aware of like a different perspective, but then at the same time, this in itself, it's all going to lead towards you knowing exactly which adjustment do you need to make in terms of the actual sacrifice, because something is slowly but surely again going to come to an end. And now at this moment in time, you're going to become extremely ambitious. So this is what you're going to be thinking. You're going to feel ambitious and you're going to feel extremely confident about something, but this is to do with the actual success. So this is the direct result of you being able to having a different perspective now, because you've learned so much, but also at the same time, few days later, this is about to bring a whole new fresh inspiration and enthusiasm into your life in form of the actual exploring. You will want to learn something, you will want to read something, and this is that exploration that I'm talking about, and it is part of the new direction. And you're still going to be like, oh my god, and then you're going to become aware of some kind of a breaking news that are going to be horrible on the outside, like awful, nothing's going to make sense whatsoever as usual. But anyway, so you're going to hear some kind of like some kind of breaking news on the outside, which you're going to think that are really, really awful, but then at the same time they are the breaking news on the outside, it's going to make you aware of your own progress. I know it sounds crazy, but the breaking news on the outside is going to make you aware of your own progress, and that in itself, it's only going to put you in a mode of like, oh my god, what do I need to do next? And also you need to understand you're going to start looking forward even more when it comes to like you facing a new direction in your life, part of in sense of a learning, you will know what I mean. But then on another hand, you have to understand that you need to kind of be committed to this plan whatsoever. And also by the end of December, my gorgeous Virgolini, you are by the end of December, please, you need to, especially by the end of December, 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 by the end of by the end of December, 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 by the end of raise your vibration, by the end of December, 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 by the end of raise your vibration, my gorgeous Virgolini, by the end of December. Now it's not by the end of, but by the end of, you need to make this decision. So from the 22nd of December, from the 22nd of December onwards, you are healing and you are ascending onto the most remarkable stage of your life. You will know that there is a very important decision that you're going to need to make, and you're going to be a bit like, oh my god, should I do this or not? Do I do this or not? Oh my god. But it's to do only because it's to do with the part of your life that you used to feel so passionate about. People change, things change, our lives change. Everything is constantly changing. So this is something that is going to be slowing you down on the 27th of December onwards, but like by making this, to make this change. So you need to do this because it's to do with your development. So you have to be honest with yourself. What came to an end? What stage of your life came to an end that you felt so passionate about for such a long time? You need to move on from this. This is important. You need to cut it out of your life. You need to move on and never look back ever again. And it's still going to be slowing you down, the fact that you were so passionate about. But that's why I say that people change, situations change. So you're only leaving this situation for something much, much, much better. And at the same time, you will also realize that you were struggling with yourself, you were fighting with yourself, because this came to an end, but you were fighting with yourself for such a long time, and you're going to be reminded of this, and this is going to play an important role here. And as soon as you're reminded of how much you were fighting with yourself, you will know that this stage, it's only making you feel really negative and unhappy. So you have to move on. It's like almost like a heartbreaking, and just a little bit heartbreaking. That's how you're gonna feel. But then at the same time, as soon as you become aware of the fact that this is making you more unhappy than happy, this is going to start a process of healing indeed, because you've got this upside down. December, body ain't the same, but no, body ain't the same, but this is upside down, so it's not this sad lala. It's actually going to start the process of healing, but I know that it's going to kind of, your heart, it's going to be affected, like a bit of a heartbreaking moment, but it's not going to be bad because it's to do with something that came to an end, so it doesn't really matter. And ultimately it's going to lead towards you realizing, oh my God, that was the best possible decision to do, because otherwise you wouldn't find yourself in this stage feeling happy and content and excited about life. The same, but my goodness. So now, my gorgeous Virgolini, I'm just gonna see what you're gonna need when it comes to nutrition, and it's the same like a last month. You are going to need something to boost your immune system, and you're also going to need something for your sensitive bones. You're gonna notice in your hands especially how sensitive your bones actually are. So you do know by now that I, of course, the same. Sorry, I'm gonna stop. You see, it's a vitamin D3. These are my supplements. I decided to make my own supplements because the supplements on the, that I was buying for myself, where it was terrible because it was becoming more harder and more harder and more harder to actually get a decent high quality supplements, that are without chemicals or absolutely any horrible vile unnecessary ingredients. You go to the major health stores and it's like, no baby, no. It takes me 3 hours, to kind of find things that I want to find, and I just got sick of it, do you know what I mean? So that's why I decided to make my own vitamins, which are made of an exceptional quality ingredients, but at the same time it's without any horrible ingredients, additives, and it's suitable for vegetarians, vegans, and everyone. So this vitamin D3, I highly recommend you, alongside with the natural zinc picolinate, which is also going to work so brilliantly in order to boost your immune system. It's going to increase your energy levels, but it's also going to be superb for so many other things like skin, hair, and nails. And the third thing that I highly recommend would be organic chlorella. Believe me or not, but metals are absolutely everywhere. Dangerous metals, in the air, in the sky, in the soil, in the ground, in the plants. Dangerous metals are everywhere, so we need something to detoxify our body with. Organic chlorella is superb, and this is something that everybody should be taking as well. This is gonna detoxify you from the metals, but it's also going to increase your increase your vitality. It's going to increase your energy. It's going to be super beneficial for your brain because it's rich in omega-3 essential fatty acids. Our body cannot produce those by itself, but they're essential. So there's so many other things that you're gonna get with the actual organic chlorella. And if you would like to buy this, the link is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel, so the link is in the description below, or you can go on Google and you can type in Sasha Bonasin vitamins, and my page is gonna come up that way. If you are on any other medications, if you are pregnant, if you are breastfeeding, you just need to check with your doctor or GP. Only your doctor or GP can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications or not. So now the very 1st of December, it's going to be so important because there are quite a few bits and pieces that are going to be actually happening prior the 1st of December. Okay, there is a lot that is already going to be on your mind, when it comes to the before the 1st of December. By the time you get to the 1st of December, you are going to be facing really important option. Very important option, and you will know that option that you will be facing, you need to go for. Even if you find it challenging, you need to go for, because that particular option that you're going to be presented with on the very 1st of December, it's also going to be superb for your finances and financial situation. And although you're not going to be able to tell that straight away from the beginning, it's going to be super important for your finances, and it's also going to help you to protect your assets. But you may not be able to realize this at the beginning, because this opportunity, it's not only going to help you protect your assets and be fantastic for your financial situation, but it's at the same time going to make you feel so much happier about yourself, so much more enthusiastic about yourself, and so much more enthusiastic about life, because that particular opportunity is also going to help you to realize certain things about yourself, and it's going to make you a rather independent in the best possible way. way. You need to understand that that option is going to be a rather wise choice. I do know that there is going to be a bit of a challenge that you're going to be facing, but only because you're going to be worried about like not making some kind of a mistake again, and you're going to be thinking about the specific things in your past when you felt like, oh, you've done something maybe in your mind like wrong, and you will be worrying that you're going to repeat something wrong that you've done. But you must ignore this as much as you possibly can, because if you pay attention to this too much, it's just going to put you in the stage of the actual over-analyzation, and then you just lose yourself when you're over-analyzing. So the challenging situation is, don't be worried whatsoever. You need to kind of accept this as soon as you can, and the only way to do this is to be as direct as possible, and you will know and understand exactly what I mean. Another thing I was going to recommend you, my gorgeous Virgolini, would be this absolutely ruby fuchsite. Look at this fuchsite, absolutely gorgeous pendant. Look, it's such a beautiful pastel, mind-blowing, gentle colors. This is perfect for combination for love, fertility, and positive growth, and it's also brilliant for balance when it comes to strength and self-love. This promotes self-love, and this is very, very important, you know, because, you know, sometimes we just need a little bit of an extra energy when it comes to that, and sometimes we think negatively about ourselves without realizing it comes out, you know, through our energy. And if we are thinking negatively about ourselves, and even if we are like maybe too long like negative about something, and then that energy comes out and it's the wrong energy. So the more we love ourselves and the more we appreciate ourselves, the more we're going to be loved and appreciated by others. And the more we neglect ourselves, and the more we ignore ourselves, the more we're going to be neglected and ignored by others. So the bottom line is, you appreciate yourself, other people are going to appreciate you too. But sometimes it's not that simple, because it could be so many other problems that we are having, and it's like, oh god, we just lose ourselves with things. So this really helps you to kind of like to feel a calm. It helps you to center yourself in the kind of like the most gentlest of possible ways, you know. But at the same time, it promotes a self-love, and that in itself brings a healing on the whole next level in our lives, you know, because while we are wearing this, we are also like kind of projecting this very kind of beautiful vibration and energy from us, and then we become delicious to people in so many different ways, of course, the energy wise. So this gorgeous ruby fuchsite, my gorgeous Virgolini, you can buy this, in the link is in the description below. This comes with a sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this, is in the description below. So I repeated that, sorry. So the second important date, my gorgeous Virgolini, it's going to be on the 11th of December. It's like, oh my god, on the 11th of December, something very strange is going to happen. It's like, oh my lord, something really unusual is going to happen on the 11th of December. And you know, it's like this is going to happen completely out of the blue, completely unplanned, like almost as if like you're going to plan to go like to the shop, and you're going to end up like in the forest or something, you know. You're going to end up going for a walk into the forest, and you're going to end up in the cinema or something. It's, however, something very kind of completely unexpected and unplanned, it's going to happen. But the bottom line is, on the 11th of December, you are going to have like a little adventure here. Listen to me very carefully. Listen to me very carefully, my gorgeous Virgolini. On the 11th of December, you are going to have some kind of adventure. This is gonna make you feel alive again. This is gonna make you feel so good about yourself. This is gonna make you feel passionate about life again. This is gonna revive all those feelings and emotions that were frozen. No, I'm joking. This is gonna revive you. It's gonna kind of like really give you the flavor of how life can be, and how you can make your life to be. And it's also, again, going to remind you, like, to know there's certain things that only you can do, that only you can try, that only you can start, that only certain things that only you can start or you can end. You know what I mean? When it comes to your life. So this adventure, it's really kind of you're going to find this remarkable, because there are going to be elements of that adventure that are also going to remind you on your life, like a long time ago. But the bottom line is, this adventure, it's going to make you aware that you may be missing out on life a little bit. and it's going to show you exactly what are you missing on. And then you're going to have this sudden sense like, oh, do you know what I mean? The life is too short. I want to enjoy myself. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to try this. I want to try that. I want to experience this. I want to experience that. You'll go well spiritual. And you know that you're going to feel something that you haven't felt like in an absolute years. Something is going to happen. And you're going to be touched well deep when it comes to your soul. And these stages like this is going to happen on the 11th of December. But it's actually in between the 11th of December and the actual 17th of December. So it could happen at any time in between the 11th and the 17th of December. From the 11th, in between the 11th and the 17th of December. But it's going to start on the 11th, you know. And this is something that it's going to change your life. Because you're not going to be able to stop thinking about something very specific, one particular thing. And as the time goes by, a few days after that moment in time, you will know exactly what you want to do. You will know exactly how you want to change your life. You will know exactly which adjustment you need to make. It may not be easy. It will not be easy like how you're going to do this adjustment, but you will know exactly which change you need to make. And this is all going to turn into you taking a really bold action. And you're going to feel so excited about this. It's about high energy. It's about you feeling so confident, brave, passionate. You know, it's all about that little adventure that I'm talking to you about. And that adventure also on the 11th, in between the 11th and the 17th of December, but it's going to start on the 11th. But it could happen at any time in between the 11th and the 17th. It's a very highlighted stage. Let me tell you that adventure that I'm talking about, it's also going to kind of confirm your own vision about yourself. This adventure is going to confirm your own vision about yourself, and most importantly, it's like also going to make you aware to be patient. There is also going to be a very interesting sign that you're going to have at the same time through somebody else who you know, through somebody else you're going to realize, and you're going to know how long is something going to take. So it's going to take a time. This is the process with that needs just a little bit of healing as well, but it's going to take time, but it's going to be absolutely mind-blowing indeed. By the time we get to the last part of this month, and before I go there, like, look how beautiful this is, my gorgeous Virgolini. Look, I'm just so crazy about these purple pendants. Look at this. It's purple moss agate, one of the most beautiful pendants. I don't know why am I talking like this, but it's one of the most beautiful pendants I've ever seen. Look at that pattern. Look, it's almost looks like it's like a bit of a glass, but it's like a creamy. You see my finger, you can see behind. You see it's like this. Look at this. Look at the pattern. Look how gorgeous this is. Look how amazing this is. And this is like obviously like a purple moss agate. And this is like this brings like a wisdom, power, healing, and peace. You know. And this is absolutely superb when it comes to recovery from emotional trauma. But also it involves health, wellness of mind, body, and spirit as well. This is a mind-blowing pendant to actually have. You wear this, and you wear this purple moss agate, you know, and you instantly feel like really wise. You instantly feel like really deep. You instantly feel really psychic as well. And it also tends to kind of re-energize us from the first moment we bring it up, we put it on. If you want to discuss something important, something wise, something specific, if you want to come out as really smart, I'm not saying, sorry, don't get me wrong, if you want to come out like really good on top of things, you know, if you want to express yourself in the best possible way in terms of you going so far, but especially reflecting on your own wiseness, you know, this is the pendant that I need you to wear. Okay, so it's not only about healing and peace, but it's also about wisdom, you know, and power that brings into our lives. And this can be projected in such a way. If you need a bit more confidence, wear this. If you need a bit more strength, wear this. Do you see what I mean? How it works? It's remarkable. You can feel it instantly. And this gorgeous purple moss agate comes with a sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel as well, so thank you very much for that. The last part of this, the last date, it's going to be on the 31st of December. Now the 31st of December, you're going to be really surprised what you're going to hear and what you're going to become aware of, what you're going to find out. It's going to be horrible. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. On the 30th, sorry, I'm in a mood. I'm in a mood for dancing. On the 31st of December, you're going to find out something very, very interesting. I'm serious now, sorry. On the 31st of December, you're going to find out something very, very interesting here. And it's going to happen completely like unexpectedly again. So it's not like you're going to go and try to find out something. It's not like you're going to go and ask something. It's not like you're going to go and read something. But completely out of the blue, you're going to become aware of the certain truth you're going to find out. And this is like, oh my God, going to throw you out of balance, but you're going to love it. So what you're going to become fully aware of something, a specific information. This truth, it's going to be amazing, because on one hand, it's going to point the dirty little devil. On one hand, the dirty little devil is going to be pointed out, and this is so needed. This is so important, because that dirty little devil that is going to be pointed out at the same time, like you wanted, almost like you wanted this, almost like you were waiting for this, for some kind of sign, so you know where you are, so you know what to do, so you're going to kind of know what to do next. And you knowing this devil, this is brilliant, because that devil is someone not really nice, and that person became a very, very unhealthy and horrible attachment in your life anyway. So this is the time when you're going to start becoming extremely, your determination, it's going to be like completely through the roof, in the best possible way. Why? Because your spirit is going to be rising, and you knowing that this person is like a devilish person is just actually going to make things so much easier for you, especially when it comes to making those decisions, those important decisions that I said to you that you are going to be making. And you knowing the devil, it's also going to inspire you so much. Your spirit is going to be rising, and it's going to happen at a time and in such a way where you're going to see this as a sign more than ever to move on with your life. And now you will know it's time. This is brilliant, because you know that the same determination that you are going to have, that you're going to feel, it's also going to bring you a reason for celebration. In fact, what is happening right now in December, by around April 2023, at around April 2023, I said, you see, you will have a huge celebration already. So it's all kind of like also being able to kind of know the actual timing, how long it's something actually going to take as well, when it comes to starting a certain progresses, and also when it comes to you feeling this mind-blowing inspiration. So now, my gorgeous Virgolini, I'm just going to see briefly what is going to happen in the first part of December, mid part of December, and the last part of December. So the first part of December, you know, there is like some kind of imposter that is going to be revealed. Okay, there is some kind of imposter that is going to be revealed, and when it comes to you kind of like becoming aware of that imposter, you are gonna feel like some kind of lack of preparation in order to respond. But what you need to do when you become aware of that like imposter, just like kind of, you don't need to say anything right now, or you need to do anything right now, because I know that you're gonna feel like you're not prepared, but you just pretend like nothing happened, and then you can deal with that later. I really hope that makes sense. The mid part of this month, my gorgeous Virgolini, is just basically now, it's a lot to do with what you wanted to do for such a long time, but it's just like kind of finding out the new plan, how you actually gonna do this, which is exactly what is going to happen here. And the last part of this month, my gorgeous Virgolini, just pay attention to someone very important in your life, like a family member or someone that you need to reconnect with, someone who is so important to you. But you are drifting away from that person, like a family member or a friend. You need to kind of establish who is this person who you need to reconnect with, because once you do, because you haven't seen that often maybe, because once you see them, once you reconnect, they will tell you something. They will tell you something very, very important. Okay, so now my gorgeous Virgolini, I'm just going to see briefly what is going to happen to those of you who are in relationship. I mean, this is brilliant. It looks like you are about to come up with such an important plan, and this plan that you're gonna come up, both of you, my gorgeous Virgolini, people who are in relationship, you have kind of been you've been wanting to do something for so long, both of you, but you've just been keep on leaving this aside. It's to do with the plans that you had to, that mean to both of you so much. You see, it's to do with the plans that means and mean to both of you so much, but then again, at the same, these plans, and then again, these plans, they had to be put on hold a little bit, naturally, because you both weren't ready to kind of move on with them. But now this is going to mean to your partner so much. It means to you a lot, but I see for some reason to your partner this means so much, these plans, and it's the message and information that you are going to have, both of you. And I like it so much because after that message and information that you're going to have at around the 16th of December, you will know that, you know, now you're going to be able to carry on with what you wanted to do, both of you, for such a long time. This is an amazing time of victory for the couples, an amazing time of recognition for the couples, an amazing time of the actual accomplishment for the couples as well, because when it comes to finances, there is something very, very solid happening right now, and there is something very solid going to happen in December, and your financial situation is going to allow you both to do something really, really big that you were worried about it. Oh my God, it's going to be too expensive and things like that. It's like, oh my God. And also there is some kind of a key that is going to be playing an important role here. You're both going to have some kind of a key, which on one hand means that you are both about to enter the whole new world, the whole new door. But on another hand, this is going to reflect a lot, like mind-blowingly, on your immediate environment. Big change, okay? So, and those of you who are single and ready to mingy, my gorgeous Virgolini, you know what? Those of you who are single and ready to kind of like meet somebody new, you know what? Only now you are becoming ready to actually meet someone. Only now you're becoming ready to let someone into your life. Maybe you didn't even realize, but karmically there was a lot happening, you know, and karmically you need to go over quite a lot, you know, you went quite over quite a lot when it comes to your karma, so you know, it's a lot of other things that you had to work on in terms of karma. And I know it's crazy, I'm not saying that you haven't done anything wrong or anything like that, but the bottom line is, only this month, my gorgeous Virgolini, you are ready to let someone into your life, but this is going to require a little bit of work from you, because what you're gonna realize, like at around again at around the 16th of December, 16th and 17th and 18th of December, at around these days, you need to pay attention to what you're gonna realize. You're gonna feel like you want to return somewhere, return to something that you used to do, and then you stopped. You were doing, you were so happy, and then you stopped, then you went to do something else, then you forgot about this, then you went to do something else, and then that something else made you kind of feel complete for a while, but then you were keep on going back to something before. Do you know what I mean? These dates, I know it's confusing, but these days that I mentioned are gonna make you aware. You will see that suddenly you will want to return to something that you were doing, whether this is going to the certain place, whether this is going to the certain place at a different time, but this is also going to come with a little change, you see. So it's like you are going to realize you want to return something doing something that you were doing like maybe on weekly basis, on regular basis, on maybe even on daily basis, maybe every 2 or 3 days, but it's to do with the process of returning. And that process of returning, it's also going to do you see what I mean? Maybe you were going to work out somewhere, and then you change places. Do you know what I mean? Maybe you used to go to the certain shop somewhere like very regularly, and then you change the shop. You know, it really depends, but it's going to become obvious because this is going to be on your mind, and you will realize that you're missing that part of your life. That's how you're going to know, my gorgeous Virgolini, because you're going to suddenly thinking how you're missing that part of your life. And then that in itself is going to start a process and progress of you realizing now suddenly you're going to feel so solid and so strong that you want to go return back to this, you know. And this is brilliant because in the meantime you've learned something very specific, which is too difficult to explain, but you kind of became prepared for this specific journey. So what you feel like you want to kind of return to, this is also going to put you in touch with someone very, very special. That person is not going to make themselves known in December, but that person is going to make themselves known in January 2023. But in December, with that urge to return somewhere, doing something that you used to do that makes you feel so happy, this is going to be a sign, an indication exactly where and when you're gonna meet that gorgeous, gorgeous, amazing person indeed. Okay, my gorgeous Virgolini, thank you so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you, my gorgeous Virgolini. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you. Bye.